Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to TKKN and Buff Save the Universe, episode number 56. I'm Chris Adams, the Tekken Master, joined by.
Buff Larkin. 2022. How did you treat us this year? You'll find out at the end of this podcast as we run through all the, as my good friend said, bangers. We run through the bangers of 2022. Oh, Tekken. If you were to rate this year Tekken on a scale of 1 to banging, what would you rate it?
Like, overall?
Yeah.
Mm, 3.
Okay, that's good. That wasn't part of
That,
the
I mean,
scale.
like,
It
what,
was
like,
one
okay,
and
when you say, like,
banging.
1 to banger, like, what numbers before banger? That's not exactly a good,
No, it's like it's either
what,
one
I
or
mean,
it's
skills?
banger.
Oh, it's a 1 then.
So, okay, then what do you need? What did you need to make it more banger?
Um, COVID being over.
That's okay. You didn't have Trump.
That's a low
Not
bar,
make
dude.
it.
That's not exactly,
He's just
a,
around the corner.
a
Hello.
high threshold of passing or whatever.
Okay. When it comes to video game reviews, who do you go to? Who is your who is your solidified number one place to go to for video game reviews?
I don't have a one thing to go to. I just look at the or like well okay for the
Bangers.com.
no
Oh.
um I don't really rely on reviews because if like
I don't know if they do video game reviews on bangers.com, to
it's
be honest with you.
it's usually a factor of like am I excited about this game or not, or like other things. It's not like, oh man, what did the score of this game got, or like whatever. Or like even like beyond that, it's like the pros and cons of like once it's out and people are talking about it. It's like if I wasn't excited or hyped about it, and then it's like it comes out and then people are like, oh, whatever. It's like for the most part, like it's like 1 in 10 chance of a game getting to a threshold of like, okay, enough people said this game's awesome that I care to like play it or whatever. So it's probably not gonna happen where it's like, oh man, so many people say this game's awesome, I should probably play it. Because usually it's like I can be like when I see it before it comes out, or like when it's getting shown at like the E3 time press conferences or whatever the f. You have an idea of like what this thing is and like how you feel about it. So it's like and then like usually, and then like yeah, it's like it's not 100% of the time of like when people are like, oh man, that game was so awesome, and I play it, and I'm like, man, everybody's right about that one. It was so awesome. See Guardians of the Galaxy because it was okay. It was not as good as they say though. So, but it wasn't bad. But it was like not overrated. There we go. So yeah,
Okay.
easily
Well
overrated on
that's
that one.
well
And then I
that's
just
good.
picked up
Well,
Hades, and I will be reporting in sometime next year once I play through that because that game got a lot of gushing on it, like universal gushing on that one. And it's a roguelike, and I hate roguelikes, and I'm like, I don't really play this game, but it was like really cheap, and I was like, dude, whatever, I'll just buy it. It's like whatever. I've
all that gushing, and here you are to pop that bubble. Absolutely. The doctor will be in 2023 to give you uh his review on Hades. Absolutely. Sean LaBelle, our good friend in Canada, Sean LaBelle, loved Hades, spoke highly of Hades, almost got me to buy Hades. So now we're gonna see who is right, you or Sean LaBelle. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Anyways, today we are going to crack the whip, if you will, on what the year of 2022 with the best and the worst of everything that we can think of, our best memories, our worst
why
memories,
is it
and
why is it the worst? It should just be the best. What are you talking about?
because it's bangers, because we want to
Bangers
say the
aren't the
bad
worst,
stuff.
Buff. That's why we
Yes,
don't
you do,
want
because
them.
you bang on them because they're so
No,
bad.
you don't.
Okay, fine. All right, then we'll just do the good stuff and they'll be happy. All right.
You're
So,
completely like ruining. We were gonna have like a titled episode, and then you're like, "Oh, we'll do the good and the bad." It's like, dude, if it's just the bangers or all the bangers, why would you do the crap and
all
the
right.
worst?
So then we're gonna do well because people love to hear you. People
Who are
listen
these
to this
people you always talk
podcast.
about? You're always like, oh man, people this, people that. It's like I have yet to hear like have any type of correspondence or effing whatever with people that are like, oh man, Tekken, I really like it when you get angry and talk about games that you don't like. Or Buff's like, oh Tekken, how was this game? And then it's like a crappy game, and you're like, oh, it was crappy because he
The
likes to do
shadow
that.
the shadow conspiracy loves listening to you. They do. All right, so don't get knocking on the shadow conspiracy because they know how to hide bodies. Anyways, let's get talking about the best games that you played for 2022. What were your top 5 games, Tekken?
Um, I don't have a fifth one yet, but my top four right now are.
Any particular order, or are you going down from 4 down to 1?
I have unnumbered lists because the ranking doesn't matter. But yeah, it would be Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, Tactics Ogre Reborn, and The Devil Inside, or Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil Inside.
All right, so what game out of those 4 surprised you the most?
Mm, I guess the most would be Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil Inside, because the other three are basically sequels or very derivative of the games that came before them.
Yeah. Now, not to play spoiler for Ragnarok, do you see this continuing as a franchise, or did they give a definitive? This is it.
I think they can keep it going. And they did some ones in this one where it's like, they did some neat things where it's like, maybe in the next God of War you don't have to be Kratos. That would be kind of neat. Or they like have a side or spin-off game where it's like, oh, it's a God of War universe, but you're not as Kratos. That I could see that happening. That'd be cool.
Do you feel that Kratos has kind of run his course?
No. There's still plenty in the tank for Kratos.
Okay.
Especially after the 2018 game and then this game, it's like they have like transcended like what he was and like where he is at now is like as a character and as a person it's just so good like what they did with the storytelling and the character development of his character it just because like in this one because like in the 2018 game there's like some references to like the previous games but in this one there are some deep cuts and he talks about stuff that went down and it's like and it's like and like not only is it like awesome when that happens but it's like dude you get like a sense of damn that was like such a long time ago and like it has been such a long time and like he just has this baggage of him like on him of like the stuff that he's done and like the things he's been through and it's like damn Kratos that was whew, whew, so good such a good moment such good moments in that game so good.
Very good. What game that was out there, and I'm not saying because we're gonna do the Tekken philosophy of don't knock on bad games, but what game out there was a good game but didn't live up to the purpose that you thought it did?
There weren't any games that didn't hit the mark for me this year that I played.
Okay. Okay. So what can I did you ever play Elden Ring?
No, I don't play
Okay.
Soulsborne games
Because
because they're not fun for me, or I don't find those type of games fun.
they don't challenge you.
No, they are challenging, but that they're like too challenging. It's like I don't want to be, I don't want to have a gag ball stuffed in my mouth and then like whipped and beaten with whips and chains and like have acid poured on me like I'm in some BDSM session. That's what those games feel like when I play them. And well, actually, I haven't played any of those games, but like I mean, I played Sekiro, and I was like, I'll give it a chance, but it was not a fun time. So f those games.
So you'd rather have that in real life.
That's not what I said, Buff. And
I'm
no.
just, I don't know. I just figured you didn't like it in your video
That's why I
games.
was saying that
But
because
hey,
it's like that's how I would that's the analogy I'd make for those games, and I don't like that. So no, thank you. Pass.
call call up Techie if you want to have some fun on a Saturday night. Call him up. Hashtag bangers. Absolutely. Anyways, that's enough of that. All right. So, um, what was the game you played the longest on this year?
According to my PlayStation Unwrapped, it was Gran Turismo 7.
Speaking of that, okay. So you did your Unwrapped. Was there any
Mm-hmm.
game on there that kind of surprised you by how much time you spent on it?
Just because it was from last year, but the Saga Frontier time was pretty lengthy for the amount of time I spent, but I thought I had. I guess I just. I guess I hadn't gotten around to playing it until this year, but I thought I'd played it last year. So the fact that I'd played like as much as I did this year, I was like, oh, I thought I played this last year, but it's on here for this year. So that's weird. And it was like not at the bottom. I think it was like, yeah, it was like number three. I think it was number three on my list, and not like four or five. So that's surprising too.
Would you like to share with us the other unwrapped games that were mentioned?
Let me find it. It's gonna take a minute or take a second
That's
here.
okay. While you're
Oh,
doing that,
I
I was
know,
just
like off the top of my head, it's like oh here here it is. It's let's see. So Gran Turismo 7, Final Fantasy 14, Saga Frontier Remastered, Destiny 2, and Horizon Forbidden West.
are you surprised by Destiny 2, even though you hate it with all your heart and soul?
No, because it takes it takes a large time commitment to get anything done in that game. So I'm not surprised. I mean, that
Okay.
being said, I didn't only play. I feel like I only played it for 1 week, but then like that's kind of like the problem with that game is like to do anything, you kind of just have to be super committed and like focused. But like the fact that it was like like it felt like just 1 week of playing, and I must have just played it 1 week straight. And then I look at this and I'm like, it's about right, or just like 2 weeks or whatever. Just like or just like it's like a you can easily see how you can just get sucked into that stupid game and how it's just like a time suck of just like I made it played it for like not even 2 weeks to like or like because I quit playing that game until the trial for Witch Queen came out. I was like, oh, I'll check this out, and I played it like nonstop once the trial was out, so I could like because it was a limited time thing, so I had to like play as much as I could before it ended, and then FN yeah, but it just shows how much of a time suck that game is.
So you hate the game,
There are aspects of it I hate, yes.
yet you have told me to go get it.
You said you'd play it, that's why.
Now, would you, if I were to get this game and you convince other people, because it is on the PlayStation Plus, right? It's being offered as one of the free games.
No, it's a free to play game.
It's a free to play game, okay? And this is just Destiny itself, right? Or is it Destiny 2?
Destiny 2.
Okay, it's free to play. Uh, would you have a games night?
No,
No. Okay. So, why would I have to do it then?
because you said you'd play it. Back when
I've
Battlefront came out, and you're like, "Oh,
I've
Tekken,
said I've
Battlefront's gonna
said a
be the
lot.
biggest game of the year," whatever the f you said, and it
I've said
wasn't. And then and
yeah,
like it doesn't matter 'cause you never play anyway, so it's whatever. Like you never
it's
like
true.
follow up on some like
I
thing you
bought the
said because that
game
happens all the
and
time.
I never got
Whatever.
to play with you. I felt bad. But
Yeah.
then I've spent the last, 2.5 years playing uh, other games with you, and that's nice. Anyways, so so let's talk about. So, do you see yourself playing more in 2023 or playing less in 2023?
Mm,
Because you said 2023 is the absolute year for bangers. You have said that on numerous occasions.
I mean, I think I'd have to look at my stats as far as like did I play more or less than I did last year? Because if I played more in 2022, it's possible because
I don't think so. I think you played more in 2021.
I'm trying to find it. Let's see. What the f? Where's my thingy? Well, it says I played 1,500 hours in 2022. Um, let's see. But there's a thing where it's like it tells you like how much you played last year. I think if I could find it. In any case, there's a chance just because
Mm.
effing well, I mean, I don't know if I'll play like overall more. I know there's going to be a lot more games that are coming out that I'm like going to try to get through because there's a ton of games coming out compared to last year anyway. Um, but like I'm not sure if I'm going to play like, total hours spent playing more because I have a job now. So I've like I mean, that being said, I only work 4 days a week, so I still have 3 days off. So it's like, with the third day, I can just spend one of those days 12-hour crack out session. So it'll balance out, but I'm not sure. But I'll still play like I plan on playing a ton, so I don't plan on
Is
slowing down.
is there two games this year? Because I want to make you. I'm going to stretch you a bit. Is there two games this year that you wish you would have played that kind of interested you, but you never got a chance to play?
No.
Not a single one that said to yourself,
I mean,
this,
I picked up Gotham Knights at the end because it was on the sale, but I haven't played it yet. But then it's like there's stuff coming out in January because there's like a small window here to like play stuff at the end because like the new releases for next year start happening like almost immediately. So there's not I'm not gonna really have a chance to revisit anything from this year. But for the most part, everything that came out this year I wanted to play, I picked up because that's usually what I do anyway. So no, there wasn't anything that came out that I didn't want to, or that I didn't get around to playing that I wanted
excellent.
to.
Okay. So, Boxing Day came along. It has come and gone for me because I'm Canadian. I don't know what you guys have down there the day after Christmas. Was there any deals out there on the PlayStation Network or maybe outside in the real world that made you want to pick it up? I know you bought Gotham Knights because it was on sale. Was there anything else that kind of sparked your interest?
Uh, what? You mean of like stuff that came out this year?
Yes, or anytime.
Because
I'm going to say this: if something came out and there's a great deal on it, that's what I'm going to say. It doesn't have to be this year's game, but something that came out Boxing Day. They came out with these Boxing Day deals, or they saw them on the PlayStation Store. Went, wow, that's a good deal. What was one of those things,
I
or two of
mean,
those
I would
things?
say Gotham Knight when it was. Well, the funny thing about Gotham Knights is like it was discounted, and it had just came out, but then like it was discounted even more, which was pretty funny to me because I was like, okay, well, maybe like nobody bought it, and they were like, let's put it for cheaper.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny, but
Yeah.
I mean I don't know. It's like there was that one effing the effing the free with plus thing for Mass Effect Legendary Edition that I've been talking
Mm-hmm.
about every week,
Mm-hmm.
um, or posting about every week. But I can't think of anything right off the top of my head because usually I get like if there's a game I'm looking forward to, I'm just gonna get it the first like as soon as possible. I'm not gonna like wait for a sale. So it's like unless I'm like iffy on it because it's just like I don't know. Um, it's like there's no reason for me to like not get that game because it's like okay, well if it ends up being terrible, oh well, whatever. I have other games to play, but if it's not, then it was worth it, and I got to play it as soon as I was able to play it.
Okay. For me, I it was Boxing Day here, and Best Buy had a great deal on Battlefield 2042. Like, hey, trust me, if I want a cheap shooter, then let's give it a shot, right? So I picked it up yesterday for the PS5 version. Well, for the PS4 version, it was $9.99. For the PS5 version, it was a little bit more. It was $14.99. And so I said, sign me up. And so I picked it up. I haven't had a good chance to play on it yet. I'm a big fan of the Battlefield series. I know Tekken. I know with your giggles. I know what you're saying because a lot of people pooped on this game, and I
It
was
was
hyped.
trash, dude. When it came out, it was like completely unplayable garbage. So yeah, it was bad. I'm not even sure if it's fixed right now.
Okay. So, but something for $15,
Okay.
give it a shot, right?
It says you.
Says me. And then also, Borderlands 3 on the PlayStation Network is on sale for 11.99 for me, the Canadian. Maybe it's cheaper in the
That's the other thing
American.
is like when a game's on sale on PSN, I don't see it because it just says I because it's already in my library, so I don't
Yeah,
know what
because
the
you already
price is.
bought it. So there you
So it's like I
go.
don't effing know what the effing deals are.
Yeah. So right now that they've taken 75% off or even 85% off to make it $11.99. And I think that is going to be one that I'm going to pick up. What the heck? Now, that has online player. Am I right, Tekken?
Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you have a game night for that?
I'm not, dude. I am not trying to start another game night
I'm not
for.
saying I'm saying something that since you're getting upset with Fall Guys, would you like to
There's
put
nothing
this
else. I
put
mean,
this in the
the
rotation?
problem is like the one game I would make game night for is probably Monster Hunter. and it's like, but then like that's a whole other can of worms because it's like, who else is going to get it, and then like, is
Yeah.
anybody going to show up? It's like if like doing a game night is its own thing of like, problems that will happen if you're trying to have one. It's not about like, oh man, there's no game to have a game night for. It's just like, do I want to bother with this? And it, for the
Okay.
most part, not really.
Okay. Well, that's it's good to know your feelings. Very good to know your feelings.
Because the easiest thing that it's for, like, or like the easiest thing that would be to like, or to be to have one for would be like a free to play game because then nobody has to buy it. You can just play it and it's free. And yeah, Fall Guys is that, but Fall Guys is effing f that game. So yeah.
Oh, there you go. That sounds like a plan. All right.
Also, there is
Well,
like just a giant section on the PSN store when you go to the holiday sale of like games under $20. So that's always like a nice, thing to browse of like, oh, cheap games. Okay. And it's got well, I don't know how much it is, but Last of Us Part Two and Miles Morales are both on there. So I don't know how much they are, but those are. I mean, more so Miles Morales. I was kind of I was I was I mean I enjoyed Last of Us Part Two, but I did not find it fun or it was more unsettling, I would say, than a fun time. It's not a fun ride. It's like a lot of violence and killing and brutality. So if you're into that, there you go.
and what's this? Gotham Knights?
What's what Gotham Knights?
No, what's the one with all the violence and the killing?
Last of Us Part Two.
Oh, okay. Well, of course. Spoilers. Spoilers. That's killing.
Oh please. There's like the effing trailer that they first showed when they first showed the game was like super brutal. So it's like it comes with the territory, dude. If you played the first one, you know what to expect.
Yes.
There's no surprises there. Actually, there was
And
like a headline today about like the live action series of like, oh, it's not going to be as violent as the games, which kind of makes me not want to watch it because,
oh, but you just
dude.
said you didn't like the violence, and now
Yeah,
you're
but it's
like,
like if you're not going to go there, what's the effing point? Because the thing about The Last of Us Part One or like the first game was effing like it was like violent, but it was like violence making a point of like why it is like that because that is such like a brutal universe. But then like the second game like to me just kind of like went over the line, and it didn't really narratively or story wise have a satisfying situation of like you know this is. I mean, it does have like I mean, it is more of like this is just the way things are here, but it's just like I didn't agree like the way that the story went when like it had moments that like it like should have tapped into that. It didn't, and therefore it was like not as satisfactory as the first game where it's just like just going and it just the brutality
ooh,
makes sense. Whereas like the
ooh,
second one, you
ooh.
know it's there, but then like stuff happens where it's like, well, what the f, like why didn't you do that? It's like whatever, dude. So yeah.
Hmm. There's a lot of violence there. Anyways, okay. So heading into 2023, we talked about the games you're looking forward to. Can you name me the top three games you're looking forward to?
Top two, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2. Oh, it's not Spider-Man 2. I think it's just called Spider-Man 2 right now. I don't know if that's gonna be like the final title. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16. Those are top two for me because Yoshi
Oh,
P. Cannot wait to see what he does. It's the director Naoki Yoshida on Final Fantasy 14 gets to take the helm on the mainline entry, and dude brought 14 back from the dead and like made it one of the best games ever. It's like my favorite in the series, so I cannot wait to see what he can do with like the full resources on like a mainline entry that's numbered. And just like the trailers for it so far have just been like, oh, it just looks so good, and like it's a complete departure from like the previous like battle system. It looks like Devil May Cry in Final Fantasy. So I'm interested to see how that effing works because it's funny. When I was playing Scarlet Nexus, I was like, this game's kind of like a DMC light type of game. I said something to that effect on my chat with Tech when I talked about it. And then like we see gameplay for this and it's like full on Devil May Cry in Final Fantasy, and but there's like even more than that. I'm just like not gonna say anything because like if you haven't seen the trailers, it's yeah. If you know, and you've seen it in the trailer, but like there's some epicness going on, and I cannot wait to effing see what happens, and it's gonna be effing awesome, and just I cannot wait. I'm so hyped, and it looks amazing. And it's just so good. But those are my damn. I just realized I gave 16. Well, I guess it makes sense though. 16 is a new game, whereas like Remake Part 2 I've already played through seven, so it's like even though it's my one of my favorites in the series, it's like I already know what's gonna happen. So I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I don't because like Nomura has made some alterations to the scenario, but
So because
16
of
can't wait.
that, are you excited or are you gonna be pissy?
Oh, I'm excited because that's what made the playing through seven remake so fun. It was like they took liberties, but it was like it wasn't anything that was like too. I mean, it's like whatever, dude. Honestly, because it's like if I want to play that, I can just play seven, the PS1 version. So now that like this one, that the remake, they can like it gives them like the liberty and freedom to like do whatever. It's like even if I don't agree with it, because it's like if I want to play the scenario for the original, I can just play the original. But this one, it's like they can do whatever the f, and then like it's more interesting because you don't know what's going to happen. So it's like instead of it being like a 1-to-1 situation like in Resident Evil 2 remake, it's like, oh well, what are they going to do? Well, maybe they're going to do something different because they've already done something different. And it's like, oh, this is interesting. So it's
Ooh.
like even more intriguing. It's like, ooh, what's this? This is yeah. Can't wait to see what happens.
So my question to you is this. Are you surprised by the reviews for the game, The Midnight Suns?
Yes, because when I initially saw it, I was like, this game looks like trash. Or I guess whatever. I was very down on the game. I was like, this doesn't look like XCOM, and it looks boring, and it looks lame, and this like card stuff looks stupid, and just I was very negative on it. And then it's like getting good reviews, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I was wrong. But it's like I'm fine saying I was wrong because it's like, and I'm glad I was wrong because I didn't want it to be terrible, and I'm glad it's not terrible. But man, it did not look like. I mean, that being said, it's still not what I want. It's still not an XCOM game with Marvel characters. It's just a turn-based strategy game with a card battle system with Marvel characters, which is not the same as an XCOM game with Marvel characters. And there's like a lot more to it, which kind of might drag it down depending on like how you feel about games and RPGs and crap. When like you got to go around the thingy and like talk to everybody after every effing mission. That's kind of like a weird like addition to like pad out the pad out the single player, but whatever. So that's kind of weird, but
You gotta build your team. You gotta build relationships. That's what they did with the latest XCOM that I played. Right? You all of a sudden, if you play well with each other, then all of a sudden you create a bond with those guys, and therefore they're more efficient together. Right? The more they play together, the more they build up a team, the better the bond. And as soon as somebody dies on that team, then that it goes against you because all of a sudden that other person freaks out because they just lost their buddy. Right? So it's an interesting dynamic. I'll say that. But I'm interested, but I haven't taken the plunge yet. I'm seeing if the price will drop.
of course it's gonna drop, dude. There's no game that does unless you're
But
Nintendo.
when? But when
What
is
does
the
it matter?
key?
If like if you're waiting, just wait. It's gonna happen eventually.
There you
It's
go.
not like
That's
you
the
played
spirit.
anyway. Like what game did you play this year?
Fall Guys,
That wasn't Fall Guys. That
and
came out this year. There you go.
I played Everybody's Golf,
That didn't come out this year.
and I've been playing Battlefield
Also not from this year.
of one day. Wasn't it this year?
I'll look it up, but I don't think it was.
I'm thinking it came.
I think it came out last year because it got so poo pooed on.
I thought it came out earlier this year. I got poo pooed on
Battlefield. Was it 2042 or 21?
2042.
2042. 2021. Not this year.
Okay, all right. But there was no Battlefield this year, right?
No. It's not Call of Duty. They don't put out a Battlefield every year, Buff.
I thought they did.
Nope.
Okay,
I mean,
well
I
that
think at one point they did, but then they were like,
they
eh.
realized, yeah. So that's good. I went over to a Christmas party today, and they had some of the kids were playing Call of Duty, and oh my god, they're like in a little shoebox level, and then everybody just shooting each other. It's like they died every 5 seconds. It's like, oh, and these guys are like 20 years old, and they're dying every 20 seconds. Like, oh my god, I can see Battlefield is so big, and because I'm doing capture the maps, right? So or capture the flags, which I like doing. That's my favorite level. But at the same time, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe just how much like like I that takes the fun out of it. Like when we played SOCOM, when we played Abandoned, all right. Like that was a level, man. That you could go up and down and
That's one
under, and
level,
it was,
Buff. There's other levels. You saw one level. That's a
yeah.
vertical
But the
slice.
thing, yeah, I saw one level. But oh my god, it was like a shoebox level. It's like
There's
everybody's
small
shooting each
levels
other
and there's
every
bigger
5 seconds.
levels.
It's like, oh my
That
god,
yeah,
I
some
couldn't do
stages are
it.
like that.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun
Well, if you've
of living for 5 seconds and then dying?
that
And you know me, it would be cut in half.
well, there's that's one of the things that appeals to people that like the murder tag gameplay of Call of Duty.
Hmm. They better get their act straight. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, so you're not a big movie fan.
Time out, dude. You didn't. You like. We went through like the entire banger section of games, and you didn't like say anything about games, dude. Do you have anything to say? Are there
I,
any games coming out next year you're looking forward to?
you know something? I have
And like
seen
next
this.
year is like going to be a legendary, like on par with 1998 god tier level year. Okay, so it's like you better say effing yes,
Okay,
or I'm gonna be like on your case for this episode.
okay. So give me a rundown of what games are coming out next year, and I'll tell you which one is on the top of my banger list. You tell me which ones you like. Give me about your top five, not counting the three you've already mentioned or two you already mentioned. Give me five others, and I'll tell you which one is the one I'm up with.
All right, let me pull up my thing here
Pull
real
it out.
quick.
Pull it out, Jackie.
That was so no.
Whip that thing out and let's see what it's all about.
Oh, dude. All right. Well, off the top of my head, because I don't remember where I put this, and I don't want to like have too much dead air here while I'm looking it up. I know in January we get Monster Hunter. Well, Monster Hunter's an old Monster Hunter, so I'm not gonna say that one because obviously it's like just the Switch one on PS5 now, which is awesome. Because I don't have a Switch, and I'm glad it comes to PlayStation because they're obviously like, oh man, maybe we didn't sell as many, so we should just not put on Switch ever again. Okay, that's not true, but um, I'm
You're a
curious like
bad
why
boy.
they did that. I'm guessing it's got to be. I'm so curious like why they are like porting it because that those have been like selling so good, and it's like I don't understand how that could be a thing. Uh, all right. So next month, effing besides effing Monster Hunter, there's Forspoken, which is an open world magical game. Looks interesting to me.
Okay.
That being said, I'm kind of just like on Square Enix's side now after that Tactics Ogre thing because man, I was like not expecting that, and that came out, and that was like, that was my jam. So I was like super happy. Resident Evil 4 remake. Oh yeah, that's the other thing is like we have like some top tier remakes coming out next year, and like we're at the point I feel like in gaming where it's like you're either on or not on, but like you're either for or against remakes at this point, or like or
Yeah.
you know how you feel about them. So it's like
Yeah.
if you're not, go for yourself. I honestly don't care because Resident Evil 4 is like one of the best games ever. I initially was like Resident Evil 4 doesn't need to be remade. It's perfect the way it is. But then I replayed it recently. I was like, ooh, it could kind of use some work on the camera department. And then also that trailer, dude, that was damn, that was a good trailer because it's just like it's just the village section, and then they have like reworked some stuff, and it's like I said about remake part two for Final Fantasy 7. It's like there's enough new here that it's not going to be a one to one like oh I've been here before I've done this like every part of the game you're playing through it you're like oh this is where this happens this is where that happens it's like oh no they can throw a curveball in here and be like fricker and like oh it's a bit of a remix or like we changed it up here it's like oh that was different it's like yes this just sprinkle in enough to like make it enough different and it's like oh so I cannot wait like see what they do with Dead Space because Dead Space was like that was like bringing a genre back from the dead. And like because we had like Dead Space and Resident Evil 4, and it's like okay, well maybe Survivor 4 is not dead, and it's like man, it's like all these years later, and it's like they put him back out again, and it's like at the same time again, and it's like whoo, yeah, it's like let's rekindle this golden age of scary games
Yeah.
and bring him
Oh
back
yeah,
out.
Dead Space. Done. All right, that sounds good. I'm in.
But let's see, Dead Space 2 or not Dead Space 2, Dead Space remake, Resident Evil 2 remake, Final Fantasy 7 remake part 2. I guess I already said that though, even though it's not my top two because I just said my top two, but that wasn't one of them.
Is
Da.
Perfect Dark is coming back as a remake?
It's not a remake, dude.
No? Okay. Just
At least
another
I don't
game.
think it is. But there's a new Perfect Dark in development. I don't believe it's a remake. So no, it's not a remake.
I got my heart
Um,
excited.
The Rhythm. Can't wait for that. It's a music game with Final Fantasy music. So it's got some of the best music because it's Final Fantasy, and it's like why would I not want to play a music game that has some of the best music from any game ever, ever? Exactly.
Ever.
Tells us Symphonia remastered. Man, there's a lot of rehashing, but I'll take it because it's like that's the thing. It's like it's a known quantity, so it's like if you either know how you feel about this game or you're like I don't care, and it's like well I'm sorry you don't like good things, so have fun
Yeah.
not playing anything fun that month because you have bad taste in games. So not sorry for you. Wild Hearts, which is a EA is publishing this. It's developed by Team Ninja, who's the team that makes Ninja Gaiden, and it's a Monster Hunter. I'm not gonna say it's a clone of Monster Hunter, but it's like a Monster Hunter like. Or Dagger has like a word she says about like Monster Hunter games or like the genre of like she said something on Twitter. It was like a good statement. I can't remember what it was like. It's like Monster Hunter like or Monster Hunter game or something, but that's like the genre where it's like you hunt monsters and they're really big and you have to smack them with weapons until they die, and it's challenging and fun, and it's co-op multiplayer, and who doesn't like that? Exactly.
Who doesn't like that? Absolutely. Suicide Squad, kill the Justice
Buff,
League.
are you reading off
I'm
a list?
in.
Because I wasn't even going to say that game because
I am
F
in on that one.
F Rocksteady, and like they
What?
they dropped the ball with Dark Knight. I'm sorry, they dropped the ball with Arkham Knight. I completely doubt them, and I want to be wrong like I was about Midnight Suns because
Good.
90 to
Good.
90% of the time Taken's right, but then that one time out of 10 it could be a game like Midnight Suns, and I'm like, oh, that looks like trash. Like you
Yeah,
know
but are you ever gonna actually play Midnight Suns?
maybe. I mean, I will probably, yes, I will probably when it's on sale for super cheap because it has season pass, which is a red flag for me, and it's got like
Yeah.
micro. Well, I don't think it has microtransactions, but it's got like weird cosmetic stuff in that game, which is also red flags. I'm just like,
Well, they got to
eh,
make their money,
can't
so
be
it's
can't be
like
trusted.
here, you get the pass for $117, and you get all these extra character skins. It's like, oh wow, that's exciting. Sign me up.
Why? What? I'm sorry. What did you just say, Buff? Why would I pay all that money for just skins? That's not effing worth it, dude.
Exactly. Now, is it skins or actual characters?
Skins. There's extra characters, but it's like there's a lot of skins in that game.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
the
you
season
want
pass
to?
has like I think it's like Storm, Venom, Deadpool. Well, no, Venom's in the base game. It's like
Yeah.
that's like Storm, Deadpool. I don't know who else, but like it's got a decent amount of extra characters. I might even be wrong about Storm. I know Deadpool's in it for sure. I think I read Storm was on it, but whatever. So we'll
All I
see.
know is this: is that hopefully Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider,
It's not
will
happening,
be
dude. Let it go.
there.
It's all about Ricky
Get rid
Reyes
of that other piece of trash Ghost Rider
or Robbie
and
Reyes or whatever.
bring it, yeah, Robbie Reyes, and bring in the man himself, the originator, the the original and the best. I know Danny Ketch. I know
Original and the
everybody loves
best.
Danny, and he's not bad, but Johnny's Johnny, and go with the man. That's how it is. Street Fighter Six. Does that curl your toes?
Not as much as not after Street Fighter Five burned me, and not as much as Tekken 8, because yeah, one of these is one that has my gamer tag in it, so obviously it's not that one. So pass.
Oh, Street Fighter Master, absolutely. And of course, we got Final Fantasy 16, June 22nd. That's going to be a very exciting day. And usually, when they say it's June 22nd, it's going to be June 22nd when it's a Final Fantasy game. Am I correct? They never delay anything, do they?
They've done Final Fantasies before, but
Yeah.
this one has been like Yoshi P's said like summer since like a while now, so I'm pretty sure it's not getting delayed. The thing I'm super excited about is that we get 16 in the summer, and then remake part two is supposed to be in the fall. So it's like we get two Final Fantasy games that are like top tier. I cannot wait. That's gonna be awesome. So it's like in the same year. Like that never happens. Like you never get two awesome Final Fantasy games in the same year. I mean, back in like PS1 days, maybe you might have got like Tactics and like 9 or 8 or something, but like or 7 or whatever. But that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that it like lined up like this is like, oh, it's gonna be a good year because that's two solid bangers right there. Just bam bam.
Yeah,
If you
bam
yeah, if
bam.
you're into that,
Well, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be interested in two bangers in a row? Absolutely. That's
Destiny 2 Lightfall. I'm actually considering picking this up just because like after playing Witch Queen and the way the story's going, it's like okay. Here's the thing. Okay.
Here we
I don't want
go.
to get too bogged down on this game for too long. I'm just gonna say that like I spend a lot of time playing this, so it's like there is like even though I do hate it, there are parts of me that like it. So it's like I I hate like this game, or I love hate this game. So like it's like we're at the point where it's like the Empire Strikes Back section of the story that we're currently in of like a 10-year arc. So I'm kind of interested to see if stuff goes down and like we're on the losing end and it gets like super dark or just like whatever. But then also because I played Witch Queen during that trial, it seems like they might have actually played some other games, Final Fantasy 14, and have like seen how to actually do proper storylines for a long game that's going to be out for a while. But that being said, it kind of makes it predictable, like what they're doing now. Of like all your enemies are becoming your friends, like in Final Fantasy 14. So you're kind of befriending all the different enemy factions a bit. So I'm curious to see if that keeps going. But it's some of the quality of life improvements. They finally added loadouts, so it only took 8 years, but here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm just to see like will we get like just like a crazy cliffhanger. Well, I guess it won't be much of a cliffhanger because there's going to be the final shape, which is like the last part, which comes out in 2024. But still, it's like a year of like waiting to see how it's resolved, and like maybe it'll build up to that, and it'll be like a fun ride. But probably not because all the seasonal storylines are kind of weak. But they can all it's like maybe they got better, maybe they have improved the quality of their not good non-main campaign stories. No, we'll see.
Oh
But
boy.
like this, but the stage is set 'cause, like we have the big bad, we've got the threat, we've got our heroes, and like, but then we don't. But like we're still missing pieces as far as like how are they going to overcome all the like stuff that's going down. But then maybe there's stuff I just don't know about because I haven't done the latest raids, so whatever. But I'm kind of warming up to like just getting back into it just to so I don't miss out on like the stuff that happens before the end if it's like really cool. Because after playing 14, dude, it's like it's like I don't want to miss the moments of like were you there when XYZ happened? Because like 14, man, like the expansion before the final expansion was so effing good. I'm like, what if it's like Shadowbringers? What if it's just like an epicness of just like gaming that like you don't want to miss? I'm like, maybe I should just keep my eye on this one. So I'm kind of warming up to the fact of I might end up back in it. That being said, I'm also unplayed again, so I've got my spin. So it's like I can just buy it and be like, oh, I got it. So whatever.
Very good. Well, it sounds like
How many
you
games
are.
was that? How many games did you want? Because I could keep going.
Keep going. Give a couple. Give me like two more.
All right. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Everybody loved Jedi Fallen Order, and that's the sequel. So everybody's pretty hyped and pumped for that one. And I don't know if Hades 2 is next year, but that did get shown at the Game Awards. Oh, Diablo 4, dude. Diablo effing 4, because effing, yes.
You're a big Diablo fan?
Well, I'm just saying, Blizzard has, that's a big franchise, and a lot of people love it, and it's the next big one, and so that's a big game as well. So,
But
def-
do you like it?
I mean, I've only played the first one. I haven't played 2, 3. I mean, I have 3. I haven't played it. I imagine I would like it because I keep buying them. I just haven't got around to it. So and they're
Oh,
numbered, so I have the thing where like I had to play it in order. And then 2 Remastered didn't just come out until recently, but then I kind of stopped buying Activision games. I can't remember why. If it was like a oh, I remember now. Okay, because like yeah, they're like one of those publishers or developers that had like effing abuse allegations, so I couldn't spend any more money on their games. So I'm just like waiting until justice is dispensed and whatever, or I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's a weird thing of like I don't want to give them money if they're like bad people. So it's like I'm just waiting on that stuff. But Horizon's getting DLC, so looking forward to that. The Burning Shores. I think that's in when does that come out? In like June. It comes out in the spring or summer, but yeah, I get to play more Horizon, so I'm super happy because I love that. I love that series and I love that game.
very good. Hmm. So my next question then is for you. Um, you are looking at maybe purchasing something, a controller that is over and above what a normal controller. Can you explain what you're getting.
The only reason I'm getting that one is because you can swap out the thumbsticks in my like, and I got thumbstick drift on both of mine. So it's like just because it's not going to be a hassle to keep buying new controllers to like fix the issue that's with or the flaw in the flippin' thumbsticks. There's more to it than that, but like I honestly don't care about the other bells and whistles. I just want to like play, and then if the sticks wear out, be able to just replace them. Because that's because like thinking back on it, that's like what happened with my PS2 controllers. Is like my thumbsticks just died. Well, they didn't die, but they were super worn out, and like that is like a. It's like it's nice that they. It only took them like 5 console generations, but they finally
That's all.
they finally have a solution, even if it is super expensive. So I'll take it.
There you go.
Because I
Okay.
mean, there's like you can add like effing like hair triggers. There's effing paddles that are like you can put on the back, and some other. It's whatever, dude. There's a lot of crap. It's honestly I don't really care about that. I just want to be able to swap my sticks out and like fix them or not fix them that way versus having to buy a FN another controller. And maybe I will tinker with the other settings too, but it's like if I don't really need to, so it's whatever. It's like I'm
Now
just
this
playing single player games to like enjoy the story, so I don't really. It's fine. It's not really an issue for me.
now this is a wacky question, but all right. When it comes to your hair triggers, are you a hair trigger man?
No,
Are you or do you like having a bit of a delay when you hit the pull the trigger?
I mean I don't need it, but I mean I okay. Point one, I don't need it, but point two is like if you've been in party chat with me when I'm playing Monster Hunter or if I'm playing anything, I very violently push my buttons. So it's like I don't have the finesse to just be like, pew pew, or no, well, that's not a good example. Of just like, or just like ding 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 ding. It's like my buttons are just like crunch crunch crunch. It's like yeah, it's more of just like a super hard button pushes versus like the light finessing of the controller. It's like, nah, dude. It's all about the super hard kung fu grip for me. It's not hair trigger Han Solo slightly shooting a Greedo across the table without you
Yeah,
noticing. You're gonna hear it,
exactly. You're gonna know about it.
possibly with some
Absolutely.
mouth noises and like
Doo, doo.
grunting or something.
That's good. Can you make those sound effects too while
No, I
you're at it?
can't. Not
Okay,
right
that's
now.
fine.
Hmm.
That's fine. I understand. Oh my
I mean, I don't
goodness.
really grunt that when I just like imagine sometimes I might, but it's like not usually. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So you're are you all in with Dead Space remake? Would you
No,
pick that up?
I'm not getting that. It's like 70 bits. I don't know. It's that one I think is coming out at 70, and it's like, dude, effing, I'm not paying. Okay, here's.
Well, how much would you spend for a remake? Not an original, but a remake.
I mean, it's been full price, but it's like depends on the game because it's like Dead Space is not a long game. Point one, and then like I don't. It's I mean I don't know, man. It's like I didn't play all three Dead Spaces either, so it's like I like Dead Space, but it's not like I need to play. I'm like I'm not like oh man I mean I don't know. I was also beating the drum for a remake for that game, but it's
Yep.
like I'm gonna buy it just not when it comes out because there's other stuff coming out when it's out that I'd rather be playing. So it's like I don't need to play that game like the first day or week. And I know what happens. It's not like the story is not like yeah the story and like scenario with that game is not what makes it awesome. What makes it awesome is the gameplay and just like the fact that it was like a well, I shouldn't say the scenario. The scenario is awesome and stuff, but like I don't even think says anything. So it's like it's not like it's a character that's like, oh man, that guy, such a compelling character. I can't wait to have an adventure with him because he doesn't say anything. Silent protagonist. So you know, I mean, we'll see. I won't get it like the day it comes out. I'm gonna wait for it to drop in price, but it's like I'm sure it's gonna be awesome still because it's an awesome game. That it's like just like any other game that got if it got remade, it would be
I
awesome still. So
I
that's
would
why remakes are
I'll
so fun. It's like you already know what to
exactly.
expect if you've already played it.
Dong. Absolutely. So I am I'm gonna re-record that by the way, and that just for you on that thing. I'm thinking probably Halloween. It'd be nice to buy that then. It'll drop in price, and I'll be able to take the time on a scary movie thing, and oh, that'd be great. I absolutely loved number one. Number two was very good. Number three was they stretched it as much as they can, and then they kind of ran out of stuff. So that was okay. They tried. Give them effort
Yeah,
for
it's in
trying.
January, dude. It's in January, so there's already two
Right?
January games for me. One is Monster Hunter, so it's like, yeah, dude. It's just a bad release date too. It's after the two games in January I'm looking forward to, and then my February game is, let's see,
If it
the
was
16th.
$40, would you buy it?
If it was what?
If it was $40, would you buy it?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I. At this point, it's not really a price thing because it's like it's just there's other games I would be getting, and it's like I don't like if I'm not going to be able to play through all the games, why buy like? Oh, that's not true. I mean, I could get it to support it, but it's like it's EA. They don't need my like they don't they're like they're giant. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I don't think it's a fair complaint from me to say like, oh, it's too expensive, or oh, it's like, there's too many games. It's just like it's not like Dead Space to me isn't like on my list, or like for me as like far as like games go, it's not like up there to that level of like I will get this when it comes out the first day, because it's like I'm thinking about like I have like a thingy I've been working on of like my top 5 games in like batches, and I don't even think it's in like any of my batches. But like it is like a game I like, and it was really good. It's just just Survivor Horror is just not that high up on my list of game or genres. So I guess that's kind of a cop out to you because I love Resident Evil. So that's kind of a unfair statement. But still, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's like I don't know. I think it's just I feel so strongly about the price thing, but then also like lately, I haven't bought any $70 price game or games are at 70. But like, what I'm doing lately is I'll just buy like the deluxe or whatever edition to like justify it to myself of like at least I didn't buy the standard version for 70, even though I'm buying like whatever game for like even more. So I might go ahead and get it. I don't know. I'll have to see what my budget looks like because I'll have time to play because it's not a long game. So we'll see. But it's just
What?
I don't know.
So, have you heard of the Callisto Protocol?
Yeah.
What have you heard about that?
I heard that it's getting mixed reactions because some people are like it's really like there's the usual, oh, it's really good or whatever, but then it's like the people that have like legit critiques of it. There's like when it first came out there was like graphical issues, but I'm not sure if that was the PC version or console or everything. But then there was like a lot of patches that needed to be put into it when it came out because it wasn't 100% there on launch. And as far as like gameplay goes, it's kind of too reliant on melee combat to like
Hmm.
easily take down enemies. I don't know. It depends on who you ask and like and their opinion of it. Because some people are like it's fine the way it is, but then some people are like it's okay to a point. But when you have like groups of enemies, it can get a bit unfair and not fun. So I don't I honestly don't know until I play it. And then I saw a gamer liked it, but then gamers. I mean, I trust gamers' judgment because I agree with them a lot of time. So, but then I saw people saying other things, so it's like I honestly have no idea until I play it. So, but he did also say something to the effect of like it's a lot like the Order 1886 when that came out, of just it's a divisive game, and some people are going to like it, some people aren't. So I think that's just the way that one is kind of looking to. That's how that one is looking to pan out here. Of just like it's just right now it's just very divisive, and until the dust settles or we get like the DLC that comes out that it has because it has a season pass with like other stuff, which is red flag for me, which is why I didn't get it. I was like, ooh, it's got a season pass, and it was like not even good stuff on the season pass. I was like, and it was like 70, I think, too, as well. And I was like, ooh, that's also not a risk I'm willing to take on a new IP pass, unless I'm looking forward to it, unless it's something I'm down for. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's close to protocols. Like I'm waiting for that one.
What does a game need to do to get you on its side? Original IP to get you to be I'm all in on this.
I mean, all I have to do is just be very derivative of something I already like. If it's very much like if it's a lot like Mass Effect or a Telltale game, or effing well, it depends on like what the genre is too. Because if it's a JRPG or if it's an RPG or JRPG, it just needs to like do that thing, and like have like the sweet, awesome, tried and true elements of that genre. If it's trying to be more, it depends on like it. I mean, there's like a lot. There's I mean, on the one hand, it's like there's a lot of things, and like it depends on the setting, on the genre, yada yada yada. So like if it's open world, it's like okay, well, is it like is it medieval times or is it like super sci-fi or is it like because like the more it leans into stuff I like, the more I'm going to like give it a chance and like be like, oh, this is cool, because that's kind of like why I was like so I was so like anticipating Horizon when that first came out. I was like, what's up with all these like robot dinosaurs? It's
Yep.
like because like who doesn't like dinosaurs? But they're robots, and I like robots and machines and like sci-fi stuff. And it's like, you're yeah, you just gotta like massage my brainstem like that. Or just like you just gotta. I mean, I wish I would have said that 'cause you're here, but whatever. Like you just gotta take the things I
Massage your
like,
brainstem.
take the things I like, and then like sprinkle in some like all the good things that I like, and like if it speaks to me on a personal level as a gamer, and like tingles my brainstem or massages my brainstem or like whatever's my brainstem, I need to come up with a phrase for that. Then I'll be like, ooh, 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 just
Ooh,
and it's like, yeah, like
deep
Cyberpunk. That
massaging.
was effing like I mean, I guess it helps if it's from like a studio I already have like I've already like gushed over their stuff for like CDPR. After Witcher 3, I was like, dude, I will follow these people to the ends of the earth. I don't care. And then it was like effing open world, effing like BioWare esque CD or CD Project Red esque like dialogue trees that have like or at least when we first saw it anyway, it looked like it was like that, and it was like effing cyberpunk, and I love effing cyberpunk and sci-fi, and like that was just my jam. And it was like, oh man, you got like loot, and it's like, what loot? Oh, and just man, just that like when they first showed that game, I was like over the moon. I mean, a lot of people were, and then like what we got, if it wasn't as buggy, I would have. I looked at my tweet of it, because it was like on my Facebook memory of like when I played through, and I was like, overall I did like it. It's just damn that game was broken when it came out. If it wasn't as broken, it's like I would have liked it even more. But overall, I did enjoy that game. So
Did
I'm
you
looking,
ever end up finishing it?
yeah, and then there's DLC for it coming out next year. So there's more. I mean, which kind of like it's on the like I'm looking forward to the DLC, but it doesn't like I don't think it changes the ending or anything. So it's like the main scenario of the game isn't going to change from the DLC. The DLC is just like another adventure to have as V and Johnny. So it's it's like I look forward to it and I'll play it, but it's not going to change anything from the base game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be happy to play it, but it's like I don't think it's gonna. And it's just since it's just a DLC, it's not like a full fledged sequel. So it's not. It's only gonna be like so much that you can put into a DLC or expansion. So looking forward to it, but it will only be like it's only gonna be so big and delicious. Or like you can only put 10 pounds of awesome in a 10 pound bag, as opposed to like I mean you could put more. I mean, well, we'll see what happens, but like hopefully they don't f it up again and like have it be like a buggy effing mess, because the next gen updates for Witcher 3 came out and they were kind of, I mean, for the most part they're okay, but there were issues there. So it's like I'm kind of worried right now about CDPR as far as like is the magic on, and are they like BioWare where it's like the quality has just gone down and it's like dang it, at least we got like the good years out of them that we did, but going forward it's like maybe be a bit suspect of their output. I mean,
Will
that
they?
being said, dude, Mass Effect Next, I am on board. Like, it's like we don't even know the release date, and I'm gonna get it day one. I don't effing care, so whatever.
Day one.
But man, effing,
If a day one if they say Shepherd or day one it just doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter, dude. Like at this point, because
Well, that's good.
I effing love Mass Effect. I mean, that's the thing is like with series that you love, it doesn't matter. Like when it comes out, you're gonna get it. Like effing Final Fantasy 16, there, day one. Effing Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 or remake Part 2, gonna get it day one. It's like and like Resident Evil 4 remake. That's why it's such a good effing year next year. Can't effing wait. Oh, so good.
Uh,
Take an 8. Oh, can't wait. I mean, Street Fighter 6 would be on that list, but they effed me on the last one. And after how that went down, they can go f themselves. Like the game, whatever. I'm not going to talk about it. It's just, I'm very angry how that happened, and I'm still upset about it. So I'm watching Street Fighter 6, but I'm not going to get it, and I'll pick it up eventually, probably. But at launch, f no, because that was a complete crap show. What happened last time, and I'm still upset about it. and fighting games have like a whole issue this gen, or not this console generation, but like lately they where they have like so much like add-on content and add-on DLC, and it gets like so expensive to keep up with the updates for the game, and they never re-release it in like a collected edition that has everything, and it's very frustrating. Like the state of fighting games is not a good space, or like not in a good place. I mean, in one instance it is because they're quality games, but like the amount of money they cost is not. I'm not on board with that right now. So Tekken 8 though, just because it is like my namesake, and I'm a fan, and I've been down since Tekken 2 in the bowling alley. We all know the story. Um,
Absolutely.
Papillon Jaw. So yeah,
Pop your jaw.
I'm down with that game until I die. So yeah,
That's right.
to the
That's
death.
right. You got to have your favorites, and that's yours.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
like if
So
it's a
that's
fan
good.
favorite, dude. I mean, I like Dead Space. I love Dead Space, but it's like it's not to that level. I'm sorry. Like if it was Mirror's Edge, yes, I love Mirror's Edge, but it's like for some reason Dead Space just isn't
You're
like
the
isn't up there
one
for me. You're the one. I'm the
ex-
one. What?
that like Mirror's
I
Edge.
yeah, I liked the new one that came out. I mean, the story was kind of but whatever. I liked it.
Well, that's good. So that's okay. So,
And you know what
um,
those all were that I just named? Those were all bangers.
bangers.
All the
That's right.
bangers.
Oh, every single
Because that's what
banger
we're
you
here for this
can.
episode. All the bangers.
So, video games aside, what are you looking forward to the most in 2023?
Besides video games.
Yeah, I know. I'm challenging you. Now you got to think outside the video game box there.
Hmm. It's not really much I'm looking forward to next year besides video games. So I guess getting a super boosted credit score from all the money I'm gonna spend on games.
There you go. And paying it off.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, well, that some people don't get that, buddy. S- Some people don't understand that. So that's why I have to always have to tell you.
See,
As
the
your friend,
plan is to like get a really good credit score, and then like when the sweet electric cars come out, I will be able to just buy one, and like I won't be, or like I'll have the credit to be like, oh, look at that, I could just walk in and buy one, and not have to hassle with all this stupid capitalism garbage from banks and whatnot. Whatever. No offense, Buff.
so Elon, you're
Oh,
jumping on that
no, F that dude.
bandwagon.
I didn't say effing Tesla. I just said electric cars. I didn't say which one. Definitely not Tesla,
Oh,
because F that a-hole.
okay. Very nice. Trying to make sure. Trying to make sure. Make sure you're in it to win it. That's the important thing.
Also, did you
Uh,
see like that stock went down like a lot?
Yeah, it's
Because
because
dude
of
doesn't
what
know how to
he's
run
do.
a company. I love it. Every day I see like bad things happening to him, or just like it's just the short and furred of it. Just looks delicious. Just like yes. I just love it. Just yes, suffer.
See, there you go. Good for you. Good for you. Hate everybody.
I didn't even say hate.
So, well, we all know you hate everybody.
Oh, how
Anyway,
do you know, Buff?
oh, you know. Oh, you know, buddy. You know. Yeah, it wouldn't be you if you're a great big wonderful shiny sun.
It's funny that you say that because like I was browsing GameStop's website because I have like a 2 for 1 on used games, and then like while I was browsing, I had like an epiphany. I was like, if I buy used Nintendo games, they don't get money from the sale, so I should just buy Nintendo games used, and they're not getting my money. And I was like, I can still play Nintendo and not give them my money. And I was like, it's like a whole weird thing because I just effing hate them now. But like, man, it was a weird moment when I just had that epiphany when I was browsing. But then the problem is their effing used prices are effing high, so it's like effing effers still effing expensive. Ugh, effing Nintendo.
F and Fers.
Prices never drop. Sucks.
Never drops. That's right.
And there's a new
All
Zelda
right,
coming out
good.
this year or next year too, and it's like, dude, that game's gonna be like the effing last Zelda is probably like full price when that one comes out. And it's like, dude, what the f and like whatever effing Nintendo man.
Well, I'm gonna say this: best movies in 2022. I watched.
I'm sorry. That's just
I
funny.
watched at least the top eight. I watched four of them, so I'm very proud of myself.
I don't even think I
Very
watched any
good.
new movies this year. I mean,
Didn't
I didn't
watch.
really watch movies anymore, so it's whatever. Honestly, the last movie I saw in a theater was Joker, which is very on brand for me. So I think I'm
Any,
just gonna keep it like that and be like, yeah, the last movie I saw was Joker. It's getting crazy out there.
so just looking off of ABC News's top movies of 2022. Everything and everywhere all at once. I saw
I
that
wanted to
one.
see that, but I haven't picked it up yet.
It was very good. Saw that. So that's good. Then they have number four. They have the Banshees of Inisfilin of Inishirin, and I saw that movie. It was very good. My trusty sidekick didn't. She said, "Where's the plot?" And I said, "Okay, I get you." But it was a very good movie, very well acted. And then the next one after that, at number five, based on ABC's things, Top Gun Maverick. Would you see Tom Cruise again? Would you see Top Gun?
Mm, eventually.
Oh,
Why are
there
you
you
going
go.
off a list? Like, why can't you talk about the movies you've seen?
Well, I've seen the movie. These are the movies that I've seen
Are they?
because yes, they are. And that number eight was Elvis,
Have you
and
seen Elvis?
I saw Elvis.
Wow.
It wasn't too bad. Tom Hanks did very good as Colonel Tom Parker. I learned more about that young Elvis man, so that was good. You think you know everything about Elvis, but then you find out you don't. So that was very good. Anyways, besides that, and you never watched any new
Yeah,
movies.
it's weird.
You're not.
It's like I'm currently in like the like phase. It's like it's weird. I've like reverted back to like the X-Men, like the post X-Men 3 phase of like I just don't watch movies because it's like all like the effing like series of shows that are out now, dude. They're so good. It's like why would I want such a like a
Uh,
lesser experience when I
yeah,
can watch like however many episodes of like some awesome series and be like so fulfilled over like way more time
yeah,
and just like it's a better quality and like better experience in my opinion than like
I
watching like a
get you.
90 minute to like 120-minute movie that's like maybe okay. It doesn't always hit the mark. It's like I mean, that being said, The Batman was effing delicious this
Well,
year.
that was this
That
year.
was like
That's right.
that was like my movie of the year, dude. Even though it's like maybe like well, it might have been like the only new movie I watched, but it doesn't matter. Like that was just yes. Yeah, like it was like 3 hours, no drag. I was just like blown away. It completely just like does not have any like moments where it just like bogs down. It was just like all killer no filler. I was like, dude, that was effing awesome.
So instead of Rotten Tomatoes with their Rotten Tomatoes, you go that. Are you gonna open up a website that says bangers? Certified is the certified banger.
No,
Okay, okay, that's good.
because I
I
don't
just
know
want I
like what
just
the opposite of that would be, or like what if it's not a banger? Like what
danger,
do you call that?
danger, donger, banger,
Banger
donger.
dog.
You hit the dong, dong,
Wow, but when you said that, my brain
dong,
was like dong or gong. Like but
dong
then
the
like
gong.
those are both negative. Like you don't want to like gong something and like be like that's like not
Yeah,
like doesn't mean it's
that's
awesome.
exactly that's what be. There's a banger, you're banging things, and then there's dong. Get out of here. The Gong Show. Gong. There you go. Anyways, Tekken, that was the year of 2022. I appreciate you taking the time
Dude, we
out.
didn't even talk about wrestling.
I know that's the best part. There's gonna be a part two next week, I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Is how it's gonna be. Because I have children I have to pick up from work. So that's how my life is in 2022. Responsibilities. I didn't ask for it.
Oh
Anyways,
man,
but
2022. I totally let myself go. Like at the end, I was like, I don't even care anymore. Like I thought like well, I didn't almost die, but I was like on the cusp of like
yep,
I could have possibly almost died or had some sort of like deadly disease. And then after I didn't, I was like, F it, I don't give a F. And I was eating pizza every effing day because I effing can. F
yep.
you.
And
So
now you found out you're okay. And
yeah,
now now you're stuck eating pizza every day
no, I'm
still.
not. It's just temporary thing, dude. Because like I'm going back to my like my reps and my workout routine, and it's
Good.
like yeah, and it's like
That's what January 1st is all about. And
exactly just hit
Jan
the
and
reset button, and it's like
yep.
all right, I survived
And
another year in this hellhole,
yep.
scorched
And
earth.
and then on January 2nd you go back to eating pizza. Absolutely. So
Actually, it's funny because like I'm gonna use all my because there's like a reward points at the pizza thingy I eat at, and I'm gonna like cash them in for my birthday so I can get like a a bunch, well not a bunch, maybe like two of like their large Alfredo pizzas. They're just like they're like a specialty pizza that's like a cheese variant, and it's like it's ruined cheese pizza for me because they're so effing good that like nothing else effing comes close, and it's just like, dude, I can never eat cheese pizza again. I mean, I can, but like I can never, I can like whenever I eat any other type of cheese pizza, I will just be thinking to myself, it's not the specialty Alfredo that is the Papa John's specialty Alfredo, because it's just, dude, if you've not ate it, eat it, and just like you'll thank me later because it's just the best.
There you go. Very nice. All right. Well, on that note, I wish you the great future of 2023. And next week or a week from now, we'll be talking about the best wrestling that made you feel good in your soul in 2022 again. Tekken, would you like to sign us out?
Uh, yeah, my top game for the year is Horizon Zero or Horizon Forbidden West. I hope you enjoyed the all the banger episode because it's banger after banger after banger after banger, banger 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 banger. On
Yep.
this episode, and maybe I
Yep.
guess the next episode too, because we're doing the, that's our thing. Is like
And then
it's just the bangers, and
and and then on the third week we talk about all the girls, odd looking girls,
what?
and Tekken's gonna see which ones he's gonna rate as banger, 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 banger. That's just Tekken. I'm okay. I got a lovely lady. I'm happy, but
But
Tekken's gonna say who he's gonna be banging in 2023. That's for sure.
we'll go back to the numbered episodes after the end of the year episodes with just the bangers or all the bangers, whatever you want to say, whatever you can call it. There's like two different two different ways you can say the end of the year episodes. I haven't settled in on like which one, because it's like all the bangers is good, but then just the bangers is also good. So it's like those are both banger names, honestly, because banger banger banger.
Banger,
It's
banger.
just fun to say. So it's like, banger banger banger, just or banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. So it's fun time. But yeah,
Okay.
that's it for this episode. So until you see or hear from us again. Uh, wait a minute. I forgot my sign off. Crap. Oh yeah
You
yeah yeah.
say the power. Oh, well, it's not really an episode, right? So you can't don't have to
It
say
is an
it.
episode. Every episode's an episode, and all our episodes are bangers because we just do bangers. So yeah. Anyway, you're welcome for all the bangers, listeners, and
You're
until
still here after all this.
until
You deserve a banger too. You deserve a banger out there.
until you see us again. You've
Bangers.
been the universe has been saved by the power of our friendship, and we're now signing off.